If you don't use it, you will lose it. In today's 10-minute memory hack, we're going to go over one of my 10 pillars of brain health, learning, and how it keeps your brain sharp and your memory sharper. If you want more of our 10-minute memory hacks that come out every single week on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below now. There's one thing that most of us stop doing as we get older, and that dramatically shrinks our brain, especially in the memory sector of our brain, the hippocampus. Just like any muscle in your body, your brain will shrink if you don't use it. So, how do you use it to prevent it from shrinking? We'll get to that in a minute. First, let's talk about how you used your brain over the course of your life. You probably started out in life going to school for the first 18 to 24 years or so, and then you most likely got a job. That means you spent the better part of 30 years learning something new every single day. First in school and then in your new job and career. Your learning curve was straight up and down. And if you're like a lot of people, you maybe started to slow down somewhere in your 30s and 40s. Either got comfortable in your career or had a family or just settled down in general. Your learning curve probably starting to flatten out. By the time most people reach their 50s and 60s, compared to their learning curve of the first 30 years of their lives, they almost flatline and even sometimes go negative. This is shrinking your brain. You have to keep learning and challenging yourself throughout your entire life like you did in the first 30 years. Again, if you don't use it, you will lose it. We've all heard of the 90-year-old that keeps going to work every day and is as young in spirit and health as someone 30 to 40 years younger. But why is this? Why does learning grow your brain and keep you young and vibrant? When you're learning something new, you are physically reshaping the part of your brain responsible for that mental task. And studies have shown that the part of your brain that is growing communicates better with other parts of your brain. Think of a pianist that practices playing piano for hours every single day. Brain scans have shown that these piano players have a much larger section of the brain that correlates to coordination and music. Learning increases the connections in the brain. It improves blood flow to the brain and creates more of a chemical called BDNF throughout the brain. This is a chemical that's critical to the survival of new brain cells and in storing memories. And the long-term effects are even more dramatic. Studies have shown that intensive learning not only grows your memory center, your hippocampus, while you're learning, but it also continues to grow after you stop the learning activity. Scientists believe that learning helps baby brain cells to reach a critical survival point to live longer and better. More learning equals a better memory equals living better. The story around learning gets even better. Learning throughout life can help stave off late life dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Here's the proof. One of my favorite studies and a program I love to promote to all my older customers is a program called Experience Core, put on by the AARP. I highly recommend this program to anyone over 55. Google it, it'll come right up. This was a program launched in 1996 by Johns Hopkins University. They matched older volunteers with kids in a mentor-tutor type program. The volunteers had to commit up to 15 hours a week to work with the students. Not only did the volunteers get increased physical activity working with the kids, they also got the rewards of helping others and using their lifetime of knowledge. It was such a win-win from every side. The third graders that participated got significantly higher grades and had fewer behavioral problems. And the seniors, well, one put it best, "This removed the cobwebs from my brain." And their test results proved it. Those who volunteered had as high as 51% better executive function after just 6 months. So you want to clear those cobwebs? Use your brain every day. However, even though you can strengthen and grow certain parts of your brain by practicing the same activity over and over, think of the piano player, it's very important to cross-train your brain. You see, learning and memories get etched more deeply in our brains if it's something that challenges us. something that's outside of our routine. And the more memories we get to store, the better memories we have. Evolutionarily, this makes sense. When we depended on our senses for survival, a life and death situation, we would filter out information that wasn't important, like seeing a bird in the sky. Also, any emotion attached to a memory is gonna make it stick better. Like the words to a song that evoke a strong sense of sadness, they're gonna stick better than, say, a telephone number. Any emotion or challenge will make the memory, the lesson learned, stick around for the long term. Without those, you might as well be seeing, well, another bird in the sky. What if it's been a while since you learned anything new or challenged yourself? It is never too late to start. Our brains have so much plasticity that they can grow back at any age. But there is a reason a 9-year-old grandson can download an app faster and better than his grandfather. It's not that he is too old to understand technology. It has to do more with declines in learning speed as we age than with the technology. With the shrinking brain, learning certain tasks become harder. What if you get easily distracted? Well, you're not alone. In the information age, there is so much competing for our attention. Even the news has an extra stream at the bottom of the screen while they're talking. There's information overload, so we've become experts at just skimming. It's the only way we can filter all this information to decide what's important to take in and what isn't. But it means we've lost our ability of focus and recall. So what does this mean to our brains? It means we're using it less and less, and by now you should know what that means. Your brain is shrinking. This is all very alarming. It is simply one more good reason for challenging yourself and learning something new every single day. So, where to start cross-training your brain? Well, crosswords and the likes, memory games, they're good places to start. Unless you've been doing them for years, then you have to do more. Pick an activity that you've always wanted to do and just go for it. Maybe even pick something that uses many of your senses, like using your hands with some mathematic games, or organization, or attention, like building a model airplane, or learn an instrument, or even a new language. Anything. Here's some tips to start challenging yourself no matter where you are today. Number 1, if you become a couch potato and haven't really challenged yourself in a long while, start by picking up a few easy crosswords or a new book to read on a subject you've really been interested in. Try to do 10 minutes a day of focused attention on this task for the first week. For the next 3 weeks, add 10 minutes a week. And by the end, you're doing 30 minutes a day of focused learning. Once you're there, go on to number 2. If you're an average learner, then it's time to take it to the next level. Maybe pick a book from your school days on a subject that you liked, or get out there and try something new that's going to test your physical coordination, like a dance class or kayaking, or even a volunteer program with a program like Experience Corps that I mentioned above. Once your cobwebs have all been cleared, let's go to step number 3. If you're already challenging yourself and consider yourself an avid learner, it's time to step up your game. Pick up a book called Moonwalking with Einstein by Joshua Foer. It's the book that I use to really jumpstart my brain at the lowest point in my life. It'll teach you, on a really amusing way, how to include daily memory exercises and use your brain to the nth degree to really grow it and shine as bright as you can. I hope you enjoyed today's 10-minute memory hack. Hit that subscribe button now to get these every week. Thank you.